Leonardo da Vinci was an Italian Renaissance painter, sculptor, architect, musician, scientist, mathematician, engineer, inventor, anatomist, geologist, cartographer, botanist, and writer that lived from April 15, 1492 to May 2, 1519, and is known as one of the greatest minds in history. Leonardo was born out of wedlock. His father was a very wealthy man named Messer Piero Frusino di Antonio da Vinci, and his mother's name was Caterina, a common peasant whom Leonardo lived with for the first 5 years of his life until he moved to the small town of Vinci to live with his father. Growing up, Leonardo had little formal education in Latin, geometry, and mathematics. He was later educated in the workshop of an artist known as Verrocchio, and as an apprentice. In time, he greatly surpassed Verrocchio, and it is recorded that when Leonardo showed him his painting of the baptism of Christ, Verrocchio never painted again because the painting was so far superior to anything that he could produce alone. In 1478, Leonardo left Verrocchio's workshop to begin his professional career. Leonardo was also said to have been a talented musician, and in order to secure peace with Ludovico il Moro, the Duke of Milan, Leonardo crafted a lyre in the shape of a horse's head and was sent to Milan by Lorenzo de' Medici with it as a gift to the Duke. Leonardo lived in Milan from 1482 to 1499, and while working there, Leonardo did many projects for Ludovico. In his early years in Milan, Leonardo often wrote him about the things he could achieve in engineering and painting. In 1498, he was commissioned to create one of his most famous paintings, The Last Supper, which was a depiction of Jesus Christ and his disciples at the last meal before Jesus was crucified. In 1502, Leonardo entered the service of the son of Pope Alexander VI as a military engineer and architect. He created many maps of enemy forts and territories that provided far better strategic positions and attack plans for the side in possession. In his military career, he created many weapons and machines that revolutionized warfare, and his concepts have been perfected over time, such as the machine gun, the tank, and the cluster bomb. Throughout his life, Leonardo was often mocked, despite the fact that he was a genius. He was practically ignored by scholars in the field of science because of his informal education in Latin and mathematics. Leonardo's journal contained many notes on a vast number of subjects, such as anatomy and engineering. His study of the functions of the human body prefigured modern biomechanics, and he was the first to develop the theory of plate tectonics. In his life, he was always fascinated by the flight of birds, and he designed many inventions based on these studies. He was able to design the first hang glider, and many other studies led him to create the parachute and the helicopter as well. It is needless to say that Leonardo da Vinci was easily one of the greatest minds in history. His work has greatly affected today's society, and without him, who knows where we would be. His call to action was curiosity, and I believe that he found many things that he was looking for. He went through many challenges growing up, from being born out of wedlock to having little education, yet he was able to succeed despite that. Even though his inventions were limited by the technology of his time, his ideals and concepts will last for ages.